Hello ladies and gentlemen, Brock the Collector here, coming back to you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Eternals Marvel Legends figures. These guys are part of one of the most latest Marvel Legends waves coming out. There have been a lot that have hit the streets so far. It's like, maybe 3, 4? Actually, I think it's 4, because, What If just hit, Spider-Man just hit, Age of Apocalypse hit, and now it's Eternals hitting, and they still got plenty of stuff on the way. It's absolutely crazy. But we're going to be talking about the Eternals line today. I have all of the figures except Ajax. Ajax, as you know, in the United States is a Walmart exclusive. Some people have been finding her at the Disney parks and, stuff like that. So Walmart and Disney parks is what you can check it down to. Me not living near a Disney resort or a Disneyland, Disney World, and Walmart being absolutely garbage when it comes to stocking their exclusive product. I don't have Ajax here to share with you guys, but, maybe one of these good days I'll find her in something. She's been hitting stores in the East Coast, so maybe one of these good days I'll be able to pick up my hands and get Ajax here. But I told you guys this video would be coming this weekend, and I am a man of my word, or at least I'm trying to be. So Saturday night we're going to be sitting here talking about the, how many figures is that? The 10 or so. We're going to be sitting here talking about the 10 Eternals figures that I have for you right now. Those being the whole wave of Ikarus, Kingo, Makari, Sprite, Cersei, Fastos, Druid, Kingo. Did I already say Kingo? Something. Maybe I did. And Gilgamesh as the Build-A-Figure, and then also the deluxe Crow figure that is on its separate UPC, and the Target exclusive Thena figure, Angelina Jolie's character right over there. So we're going to be talking about those today. We're going to start with the wave assortment itself, and we're going to start with Ikarus. So Ikarus, as you can see, is appears to be the titular character of the Eternals film. I can't really say titular, it's not really named after him, but he's the main bull, he's the main guy. He is, apparently, as the box says, the leader of the Eternals, or at least the most powerful, not the leader, but, most powerful, kind of, almost like, he's the main man. He's almost like the Iron Man, Captain America type dude of the team. And he has energy, laser projection, he can shoot energy out of his eyes, and just a bunch of cool stuff, laser beams, etc., stuff like that. If you can't tell, I don't really know anything about the Eternals. I'm not going to pretend to. But, you know what? I will say, speaking of this figure from a figure standpoint, he looks really awesome. I like the metallic blues that I'm seeing here. Really pops onto the shelf. Has some nice gold accents to it, especially like around the detailing of gold around the chest. Looks very good, looks very good. Comes with 2 head sculpts. One Richard Madden head sculpt, and then one kind of laser eyes head sculpt. I will say that the Richard Madden head sculpt, it kind of looks like him. I mean, not Hasbro's best work, not their worst, but it's right there. It's not bad. It's not bad. Like, it looks like Ikarus. I just don't think that it looks like Richard Madden all the way. But with this laser eyes one, you don't really see too much of a likeness in there. It just looks like a dude with laser eyes, so that's fine. And he comes with interchangeable hands, some open hands and some fists. And then that's about it for Ikarus. So very light on the accessories, but then again, he doesn't really have like a sword or anything, not that I know of. Doesn't really have like any accessories like that he'd really use in the film. So for thus far, I like what he comes with, and I like the laser eyes accessories. It looks very cool. I like it a lot, and I also like just the overall look of this figure. I like what it adds. It adds some nice dimensional colors to your shelf, and I can say that for all of the Eternals figures over here. They all add a different sort of dimension in kind of metallic-iness and how they pop, especially like compared next to some other MCU characters. We get a lot of dudes in suits, we get a lot of different things. You don't get a lot of just really weird human looking people dressed up in Halloween costumes almost. I don't really want to describe it as that. I'm not trying to slam on them. I like the suits a lot, but I will say that it does look kind of weird, especially in the context of we don't know too much about these characters or how they fit into this universe as a whole just yet, but I do like him a lot. And Ikarus is a perfect character to have. He is double packed in the wave, and I cannot wait to see his role in the film. I'm sure that Richard Madden is really going to execute with his Ikarus portrayal, and this figure definitely executes on everything that it needs. This is the one that most people seem to be seem to be going after, because even if you haven't seen Eternals yet, he's kind of just like the main character almost-ish. You can just pick him up for now and then wait to see if you want to complete the team later, but bare minimum, Ikarus, I like him a lot. Very good figure. Next up is Cersei. So Cersei is Gemma Chan's second character in the MCU. You can see her first right over here. That is Minerva. Is it Dr. Minerva from the Captain Marvel movie? That is a figure of hers based off of concept art, so she did not look like that in the film at all. That is, of course, the Target exclusive Captain Marvel Star Force gear, but it did have interchangeable parts, so you could make a Dr. Minerva. And yeah, so these are Gemma Chan's two characters. I have them placed oddly close together on the shelf, but as you can see, it doesn't look like the same person on your shelf twice. Like, this absolutely, like, has no resemblance to Cersei. So you don't have to worry about that. If you have Dr. Minerva up on your shelf, you don't have to worry about Cersei being kind of like her doppelganger. But you know what? I actually saw a really good idea. You can take that Cersei head and then you can try to paint it blue if you've got some paint like that. And then you can easily, well, I don't know how easy it'd be, but you can make your own more accurate looking Dr. Minerva. So that'd be pretty cool. Definitely try that out if you are a good customizer. But speaking about Cersei herself, she's also very cool. Same thing I can say for Ikarus, I can say for her. She's like Ikarus's little girlfriend, little boo thing in the movie, you know what I'm saying? So if you want Ikarus, you can get her too, and then you can pose them together. That'd be really cool. She is green, and that's really mostly it. She has green, some silver accents, and she looks really cool. She appears to be like a nature type person, so, you know, affinity for humanity is what she says she has on her box. She appears to be one of the more benevolent Eternals, so I kind of have her posed like she's just walking, maybe through a valley or a field. She has her hands out, you know, just kind of taken in the air and everything like that. Gemma Chan face sculpt is amazingly great on this one. That looks just like Gemma Chan. A lot better than the fig arts, I'll say. The fig arts looks like Emily Van Camp. It looks like Sharon Carter, so I know a lot of people want a Sharon Carter for their Falcon and Winter Soldier sections. Yo, take that SH Fig Arts. Take that SH Fig Arts, Cersei, if you want a Gemma Chan or a Sharon Carter on your shelf. But this Gemma Chan head sculpt is definitely the best one I've seen in 1/12 scale. Looking super amazing, and overall, just her figure, pinless sculpt for all of these Eternals, which is incredibly awesome. And she's just another flavor of Eternal. She's like, what did I say in the other video? Green apple? I think I said she's green apple. She's green apple flavored Eternal, so she's also really, really cool. Comes with interchangeable fists, and I think that's about it. Alright, so next up, we have Kingo down here. Now, I like Kingo. I like him a lot. This is definitely one of the more interesting ones. Let me try to get y'all a better look right there. Alright, so this is definitely one of the more interesting ones to me. It's because purple is my favorite color. I think Kingo pops out to me the most. I like the purple and dark accents on this. I like the way the suit is designed, the way that they made the lines go through with the skirt and everything. It looks incredibly awesome. The sculpting is off the charts. That looks just like Kumail Nanjiani. And I will say, he's probably one of the more... He's one of the more toyetic Eternals that we have up here because, you know, he actually has some accessories that you can use that would almost go into an ACBA kind of effect thing. He has those finger blasts on his hands, energy projection from his fingertips, which looks super awesome. You can see I try to take advantage of that here with those energy projection tips. And just overall, the colors on him, they did some very interesting things with the shading, with the metallics. His boots down here are a little bit of a darker blue, and then it, like, transitions nicely into this dark violet, purple, metallic-y, and then it has some dark gray accents, some gold on the chest, some silver. I like the way that Kingo's suit came together. You know, you guys can hear me kind of stumbling on the names here. There's a lot of these guys. I like the way that Kingo's suit came together. I like it a lot. And I think he's definitely one of my more favorite ones up here, especially with everything that he comes with. He comes with some interchangeable fists, got that nice Kumail head. I like his head. I like that it's a little bit more expressive than a lot of these up here. It has a nice sense of humor to it. You can tell that he's going to be a funny bull in the movie, so I like that. And I just like his suit design. So Kingo, definitely one of my favorites. Now moving on to another one that really stands out to me. This is Druid. I like Druid a lot. He looks a lot like a Sith Lord. Looks like a very bad guy. Looks like one of the... He looks like he's going to be a little bit more of a devious Eternal, you know? He's probably not going to conform to the group. He's probably going to be a little bit more of the quiet one in the group. Maybe he might even assist these deviants in this movie somehow. Try to get something for himself. He, according to the box art, he doesn't apparently like humanity that much, or he doesn't share a lot of the other Eternals like affinity for humanity, but he is an Eternal himself. He's part of this team, so you gotta pose him with them. I don't know if he's a villain or not, we'll see. He definitely gives off very much bad guy, but talking about his figure itself, I like it a lot. I love it whenever like dark colors mixed with like a dark red or even a bright red, that always pops to me. It always makes the figure stand out for me. That's why I absolutely love a lot of like the different Sith Lords that I have, because the way they I love Darth Maul's design because they make, you know, the bright red of his face contrast with that darkness all over his suit and everything like that. I just love the way that stands out. And that especially goes for Druid right here. I like the way that he looks. All pinless sculpt just like the rest of them. Super cool looking. Comes with some interchangeable hands. I think that his hands actually are the same sculpt as Ikarus's hands. So that might be a little bit of reuse there. But it's clever reuse and most people won't notice. And the face sculpt, again, looks just like his actor. I don't know the actor's name. I don't know. But honestly looks just like him. This is one of the... All of these Eternals face sculpts are some of the best photoreal likenesses Hasbro has done thus far. I like them a lot. I'm not sure if we're going to get a super good zoom in on them. But, you know, really good looking face sculpt. And the skirt, though, one thing I can say about that figure is that the skirt does hinder articulation. That is an unfortunate thing. But, you know, you can get around that, especially because he just looks super cool. And I don't think you're going to get him into a lot of dynamic poses anyway. He looks more like a guy who has his hands behind his back and he's just either commanding stuff or he's just, you know, moving things with his mind. I don't know his powers, but I'm sure that once he comes into his own in the movie, that will definitely inspire a lot more creative poses. Alright, moving up, we got Sprite next. So Sprite over there is played by Leah McHugh. I think that I pronounced that right. Leah McHugh. Her character has some nice, I don't know what color that is, teal. It's a nice little light metallic blue, and it's super cool looking with the accents, with the silver and everything. Got a little plastic cape on her, does not hinder the articulation. Sprite appears to be like she can make illusions, cause projections, and do all this different crap. I've seen her in the trailers like basically creating like fireworks, so that was pretty cool. And I'd love to see how that plays into the film. But, you know, she looks really awesome. And, you know, that being a younger character on the shelf, you can also tell that she might actually bring a different personality in the film. And you can translate that into the way that you pose her. So you can see I have her out kind of, you know, stretching her arms out. Kind of like, look at me, you know what I'm saying? So, definitely, I like the facial expression there, also the nice grin going on. It can also apply to some nice little creative poses. And I like characters like Sprite, because when you have different characters like these who would stand out on the shelf, and when you see their personalities in the film, and they're a lot more humorous and stuff like that, you can really translate that into how you kind of pose them with the others. So I like that about Sprite. I like the look of the figure. It's definitely proportioned differently. It's going to be a little bit shorter. You don't really need to have the characters behind her on a riser, so I like that a lot as well. And I can't wait to see how she comes into her own in the movie. And now, Fastos, right behind her. Fastos is probably... I don't like Fastos a lot, but that's just because, like, you know, the figure is not particularly, like, super duper great. It's pinless, though, which is good. It's all pinless. But, you know, Fastos is one of those characters. He appears to be like an engineer of the Eternals. He's helped the humans technologically progress. So, until you see the movie, you don't really know how to pose him in a fighting standpoint. I don't know what he can do. He doesn't come with a lot of different energy accessories like some of the others do to help with those poses and the way that you're going to arrange him. But he does add, again, another dimension of color. It does look like these Eternals give very much Power Rangers, and I like that a lot. So Fastos also looking super cool. He comes with some interchangeable fists. And another Eternal to add. More space on the shelf being filled up. Super awesome. Makari is one of my favorite ones. Makari is incredibly awesome. Lauren Ridloff's character. The first Is she the first deaf actress in a Marvel movie? I think that she might be. But anyways, Lauren Ridloff's character looking super duper cool. I like the suit design a lot. I like red, and I like the way this red looks. Let's try to bring you guys a little closer in here. Sorry. I like red. I like how red looks. I like how the red accents with the silver. Of course, I've said I like how this color accents with this color a lot, but that especially goes for Makari. I like her a lot. Apparently, she's a super speeder, so you can get her into some nice running poses. Maybe pose her next to your Quicksilver, anything like that. Have a little nice race scene going on between them. She's a very fun figure. As you can see, I liked posing her. I like having her in a little fight stance. And she's just super awesome. One thing I will say about her is that her legs do kind of make her have like trouble standing. I was only able to get her into this pose because, as you can see, Crow behind her is kind of supporting her with his tentacles there. So she's not standing up by herself, but then again, still, if it works, it works. I like her a lot. Definitely one of the standout figures for me out of this whole wave, and she's super cool. Face sculpt, again, looks amazing, looks just like the actress, and super impressive. And the Build-A-Figure of this wave, Gilgamesh. Now, Gilgamesh is not especially big. He's the strongest Eternal, according to the box art. He's the strongest one. Of course, physically, I'm sure we're going to see him do some crazy stuff. Maybe lift, like, a country or something like that. I don't know. But can't wait to see how he comes into his own in the film again. His suit design is not one of the ones that stands out to me the most. I don't really like how the green and the, like, tan, it's kind of like a metallic-y tan. And as you can see, as it goes down towards the legs, it becomes a little bit more metallic-y, a little bit more shiny, so that's cool. But I don't really like how the gold and stuff like that interacts with the green. But, you know, that's just me. I like, overall, how the figure kind of looks, though. I like the Donnie... I was about to say Donnie Yen. I don't know the name of the actress, but the Bull from the Train to Busan. So if you want to pose him with your zombie Captain America, get a little Train to Busan scene going on there. That'd be pretty cool. But he's, again, also all pinless. Kind of regular size. He's just a teensy bit taller than some other people. Just a little bit. He's not small. He's not big. I can't say that he's big. I think he might be maybe same size, maybe a little bit shorter than M'Baku, so that's kind of the scale that you're dealing with there. That's the kind of the proportions, the dimensions that you're dealing with him. But, you know, he's filling out your Eternals roster. People are complaining about him being the Build-A-Figure, but look, it could have been Crow, and then you'd have to buy this guy separately. I bet that people would have been complaining about that. So I'd rather have him as the Build-A-Figure, have a really big character like Crow separate, and then, you know, be able to get all the rest and complete the team faster. So that's also really cool. And speaking of Crow, he is up here. Crow has a lot more color with him that you can like see in person. The camera here doesn't make out all the different colors on him, because here he just looks like a dark green and black. But when you get him in person, he has some nice like metallic-y violet once you get towards the chest. It looks very cool. It's hard to describe, but he definitely has another dimension of color that's not really, like, you know, kind of expressed here, and you can kind of, your eyes deceive you. But believe me, there is a lot of purple. There's some violets up there near the chest, and I think that that's very cool. So he appears to be one of the villains from the Eternals. He appears to be one of the deviants. And that being the case, you know, he's, of course, going to be fighting your Eternals on the shelf. So I like that we have a villain here for them to go up against. And he is a big dude, like, for real. I have him posed in a way, as you can see, his legs are kind of apart. I have him posed in a way that kind of shortens him a little bit. But that's just so that he doesn't touch the top shelf and kind of look weird. He's a very tall figure. And once you put those tentacles on him, he has his little tentacle accessories, as you can see there. I have him on him now. But once you put him on him, he just becomes super big. Like, he becomes like a mess huge, because those tentacles go everywhere. As you can see, I got some running behind my giant man over there. They go everywhere. I have some supporting Lauren Ridloff's character. I have some going behind Fastos and Gilgamesh. So he is one super duper interesting looking like figure. And I can't wait to get some other deviants. I hope that they make some other deviants, because I like the way that this looks a lot. And I'd love to complete that team. But he also has some nice articulation on him. He's not pinless, unlike the rest of these Eternals figures. He's not pinless, which is kind of weird to me. I was like, just like, what? You know? But that doesn't matter, because A lot of the times when you have figures that are mainly black like this, you can't even make out the pins most of the time. Like, you can hardly see them, especially on the legs and stuff like that. So it's not an issue that he has pins on him. He just looks incredibly cool. Got the nice double jointed like neck peg that they've been doing recently. All of these Eternals have that nice double jointed neck peg, so you'll be able to get some incredibly satisfying head movement out of them. It's so awesome. It's just some of these characters, you know, they might have a little bit more hair, so it might be a little bit harder to move that neck than others, but for most of them you can get some really nice neck articulation out of there, and Crow is no exception. Great figure, great sculpt, super duper unique paint work going on here. And he just really pops. He's a nice, bad-looking villain character, so he's super cool. And now, to finish off us talking about these guys, I've just been running until we get to the very end here with the Target exclusive Thena figure. So Thena is apparently like a warrior goddess, almost. She is the Eternals' like war leader, I think. She has the ability to make any weapon that she can think of using cosmic energy, and I think that is incredibly cool. Now, of course, again, as I've said before, oftentimes the Hasbro team has to run off of concept art whenever designing these figures, so they can't really get everything super duper accurate. And I can see that with Thena. Thena appears to be one of the most, when you look at the film or the trailers and then you look at the figure, she appears to have the most differing between like her initial concept art design and her final design. As you can see here, her weapons are like weird looking on the figure, but you know, in the movie they're like more of like a bright like yellow orange. They kind of look like Doctor Strange's magic, you know, her weapons. But here, you know, she doesn't really have that. She has some of these different more dark brown goldish weapons, and it's okay. It's okay, it works. But, you know, definitely a little bit disappointing that you couldn't get some of those nice weapons. Like, I wanted that big spear that she holds in a lot of the scenes in the trailers. It's hard to describe, but she holds, like, this gigantic, like, spear-looking thing. I don't even know what to call it. But that would be super awesome. But what she does come with, she comes with a lot. She comes with the most accessories out of all of these Eternals. I think she comes with some interchangeable hands, some nice open hands, 2 swords. Actually, it might be 3 swords. Comes with a lot of swords, comes with a knife, and comes with a spear. Or that little dagger thing, whatever this thing is. You guys know what I'm talking about. This little, I don't know what that is. I don't know what to call it. But that big stick that she comes with. And she has what I'll say is the most satisfying face sculpt. Like, one of the most satisfying face sculpts I have up on this shelf. Angelina Jolie. I see it. I see it. I see it a lot. And there, that's kind of the best I can get. Angelina Jolie. I really like that face sculpt. I like the way the hair is sculpted too. And the hair has some, like, wash in it. It's hard to describe, but, you know, like, the hair, like, it has some nice wash to it. It looks different. It's not just one coat. They definitely added some paint on there. It's not sculpted in the same color that it is, so I like that. And it also, I can say the same for Sprite, too. Sprite has some nice wash on her hair. So I like that, and it adds a little bit of a dimension when it comes to the face, and I think that's why that's one of the standout face sculpts I have up here. But one thing I can say about Thena's, like, head sculpt in general is that whew, she cannot move her head at all. It's very difficult for her to move her head. It's kind of, that hair does inhibit a lot of articulation. She will not look up, she will not look down, she will not look sideways. It's just, you're gonna get maybe about a 2-degree turn out of that head, and then that's about the best that you can make do with. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But it doesn't take away from her figure in my eyes, because I like how this figure looks a lot. Again, that head sculpt, it's absolutely beautiful. Like, the eyes and everything, it's really hard for it to make through camera. She even has a little beauty mark on her cheek, so that looks just like Angelina Jolie to me. The head sculpt is fire. The way the lips are painted and everything, it's all super duper great. And she has that little, I don't know what you call that little ornament on her head, as you guys know. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, it's super cool looking. She's super cool looking. Nice little creamy white and some more cream accents around the chest. And she has some nice armor on her that's like a kind of a goldish cream white. I just like how she looks. She looks very cool. Looks like a warrior goddess. And has the name of a warrior goddess, Thena. That's super awesome. But yeah, so Thena looking super duper cool. I like how she looks a lot. And looking at these Eternals, and just all together again, kind of just to wrap this video up, I like all of them. I like all of them a lot. They all add something different. Well, they all add something different, but again, what they do is more of the same. They are all characters on a team. So if you want to complete your Eternals team, nobody's stopping you. These are out there for you to go get. A lot of collectors are kind of, you know, talking trash about these, mostly because, like, many haven't seen the movie, mostly because some, like, for different reasons, you know. Some just don't say that they're very toyetic. Some say, like, you know, they're not going to get them because they haven't seen the movie yet, which I understand. Some say that they just don't collect MCU figures, so they don't like these. And some just hate just to hate, but, you know, everybody has their own taste. Definitely, I would say target these if you are an MCU collector. But if you want to see the movie first, also do that. So, you know, if you want to complete that team, you could come straight back home and do it. Nobody would stop you. And just, I'd say, go after what you want. Because if you complete this team right now, say that you are, like, an MCU completionist, but you don't really want these figures that much, I don't think you have to complete this team immediately. They'll definitely go on sale at some point. Like, I'm sure that maybe a few weeks before the movie or even a few weeks afterwards, once the really popular ones start going, I feel like maybe Kingo is going to be a little bit more sought after, maybe Druid. Ikarus is definitely going to start being hard to find. But once the really popular ones start going, but some of the other ones start hitting lower prices, I'd say that's when you pounce on them. But if you just want to complete your Eternals, they're all out there, and I like how they look a lot together. I cannot wait to get Ajax. Ajax, being the spiritual leader, is going to go right in the center here below, on the same level as Druid and Kingo, so I cannot wait to get her. But again, I love how all these people look together. That's when they pop. When you have them all together like this, they look super duper awesome. I like this a lot. So, again, just to recap, we have Kingo, Druid, Ikarus, Cersei, Thena, Sprite, Gilgamesh, right, Fastos, Makari, and the villain Crow. So to rank all of these guys, I'll rank scale of 1 to 10. Okay, so I'll start with Fastos. I'd give Fastos a solid 5, and then I'd go to Sprite. I'd give Sprite a 6, and then Gilgamesh, I'll also give him a 5.5. I'll give Gilgamesh a 5.5. I'll give Makari over there a solid 7-8. Actually, I would like Makari a little bit more if she had another, like, ab crunch. If she had an ab crunch right there, they could have definitely done one. A nice ab crunch right there, and that would have just been awesome. But Sprite alone, I'll give her a 7.5, because I like her a lot. Just a little nice ab crunch would do a lot for it. That'd be a solid 8, maybe even a 9. Cersei, I'll give her a 6. I'll give Thena a nice... I'll give Thena a 7. One thing I will say about Thena is that she can be a little bit difficult to stand, because her ankles, those, as I said before, female Marvel Legends with heels make it very difficult for them to stand, and her having, you know, some of those different shoes, boots on her, it's very difficult to get her into some nice dynamic poses. And also, that little plastic, like, sash or little skirt that she has, that also kind of inhibits some articulation. So that is a little bit unfortunate. And if it wasn't for that, if that skirt would have been like cloth goods and maybe the ankles would have had some better articulation on them and better pivot, she'd be like a 9. But just going off of the fact that I wasn't able to get her into all the poses that I wanted to, I think I'd have to give her a 7. But she's still super cool looking. I think that she looks visually like one of the greatest figures I have up here. Visually looking, like, I love her a lot. Ikarus, I'll give Ikarus a solid 8. I'll give Kingo an 8.5. I like Kingo a lot. And I'll also give Druid an 8. So these are the top 3 for me, I guess. And once I get Ajax, I think that Ajax is going to be one of my favorite ones too. I think I'll give Ajax, from what I've seen of Ajax, I'll give Ajax an 8 right now. But I cannot wait to get Salma Hayek's character up here, so that'd be super awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me if you're going to pick up this wave. Tell me if I've convinced you. Tell me if, after you've seen this video, you're just like, yeah, I'm definitely not going to get these. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you are ready to go see the Eternals. I definitely am. I am so ready, bro. That movie looks so good to me. I cannot wait to see the visuals. It's going to be incredibly, incredibly awesome to go see it. One of those more... I love it whenever the MCU does cosmic things, so getting to see the Celestials and everything like that, getting to see all these people in their element. It's going to be super duper cool, and I cannot wait to see this team assembled. And maybe once I do see that, I'll have better context on how to pose some of these figures. But for now, I think I did okay, and I love these characters a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, oh, did I forget to rank Crow? Oh, I think I did. Crow, I'll give Crow a solid 8 out of 10 too. So yeah, Crow is also one of my favorites. But yeah, let me know what you think about this wave, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if you picked any of these guys up. And let me know, you know, just with this recent figure barrage, which waves are you most excited for? I think they just had Hasbro PulseCon again today. They revealed, like, what, 2 new things? They revealed well, 2 new things for me. They revealed a Captain America 2-pack with the Sam Wilson Captain America and a worthy, well, not a worthy, Avengers Endgame Captain America. And then they also revealed a new, well, not a new, but another Bucky, so that's also pretty cool. But yeah, let me guys know, or guys, let me know what you guys are looking forward to. Let me know if you're going to pick this wave up. It's super cool looking. I like it a lot. I like the metallic colors. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn this down. There you go. Okay. Alright. Get you guys in a better look in the context. You guys are going to see the ring light right here, but I'm just trying to get you guys a look in the context of some other MCU figures. So that's how they kind of stack up. As you can see, I have them next to like the Thor characters, looking super duper awesome. So yes, Eternals, ladies and gentlemen, we have those done mostly. I'll do a separate video for Ajax like how I did for the Captain America. And we'll just get that knocked out, and whatever else comes out from this movie comes out. I cannot wait to get maybe some more deviants, maybe even a scaled down Celestial, who knows? You can definitely make a Celestial the way that you made this little Surtur over here, so I can't wait to see that. But yes, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I think next up we'll do my what if, my what do you call it? My Doctor Strange Supreme and my Nebula appear to be stuck on like one of those ocean liners, one of those freighters out in the Pacific, waiting to get port of entry into the San Francisco or whatever. So I don't have those yet. I don't appear to be able to find those. Maybe if I get my hands on those soon, I can complete my watcher and then I'll do what if. But apparently Spider-Man appears to be next. That Vulture is hitting, so I'll see if I can go try to test my luck with one of those. And then after that, we'll just see what else comes out. So next video might be next weekend, talking about the Spider-Man characters, and we'll get these new waves knocked out, and then we can go see Eternals 2 weeks from now. So yes, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you all next time.